You will notice I am on simple syllabus. I am going to go through the most important parts of the syllabus, or if you're somebody who would rather watch a video than read through the syllabus, hopefully this is helpful. So all my information is here. Our course is asynchronous. That means you can do it at your own pace. You do not have to log in for lectures. They are all pre-recorded. The only things you have to buy are the active chemistry online homework program. Remember, go back through that starting module and click there to go get it. Or you can buy it through the bookstore with this code. They will actually mail you a code, so I would do that as soon as you can if you have to use the bookstore. You also have to have a TI 83 or higher. I do recommend a TI 89, especially if you are going to be taking Chem 162 in the future. It'll be really helpful. Your textbook is free online. This is the textbook that I kind of align everything to. I don't actually use the textbook. You do not have to read it by any means, but if you are somebody who likes to read the textbook instead of listening to my lectures, you are welcome to do that. And all of it is organized here in about the same way that I have it organized in our module. Okay. If you would rather have a paper copy of the textbook, you are welcome to buy one. This is it. But again, you do not need to do that. Okay. I'm going to skip over the general Heartland stuff. This is all the stuff we're going to learn. I talked about that earlier. Kind of my teaching philosophy, you will be getting formulas and the periodic table and things when you take the exam. You are not required to memorize any of that stuff. It kind of is pointless. We're more working on problem solving in this course. Usually I would let you do exam retakes during the semester, but since this is only 8 weeks, we don't really have time for that. So you are allowed one dropped exam. So kind of keep that in mind. The Canvas automatically drops your lowest exam score. So that'll happen over the course of the semester. This is all the stuff we're learning. And these are all the labs. They are not in this order though. You kind of ignore that. This is important. This is how your grade is figured out. You'll notice that your active and your practice worksheets are very low percentage points. They are not worth a lot. That doesn't mean don't do them. Okay, if you don't do the active and or you don't do the worksheets, you will struggle on the exam. Okay, the worksheet questions are like short answer questions meant to prepare you for the exam. The active chemistry are more like multiple choice type questions or short answer type questions where you work through the problem. But it gives you feedback and helps you along the way. So yes, they are low percentage, but they are really going to prepare you for the exam. Okay. Group quizzes are 4%. Those are kind of your review before you get to the exams. And the exams are 40%. Okay. So 3 of the 4 will be counted and Canvas will do all that math for you. Your lab is going to come in as 30%. That will be graded by your lab instructor. And the final exam is worth 20% and is comprehensive. So you will need to be preparing for that final exam. Okay, grading scale is as normal. I do want to point out a D is a 65, not a 60. You do have to have a 65 in order to pass. I'm not going to round you. If you're at a 64.5, it's not happening. Okay, you need to earn your grade in this course. You also have to pass both lecture and lab, meaning if you do not get a 65% in lab, but maybe your lecture grade is a B or something, so it would average out, you still can't pass the course. You have to pass the lab portion also, okay, 65% in both. Okay. Late work deadlines. I do accept late work for homework stuff. Group quizzes I'll take after the exam window, but that's kind of pointless. So you will get a 10% late penalty each week that they are late because the whole purpose is to do the group quiz to prepare for the exam. Lab late work is up to the instructor, and exams may not be completed late unless you arrange it with me previously. If you do miss an exam, that'll be your dropped exam. I will not accept any late work after Sunday, the July 28th, because I won't have time to grade. Okay, so that's it. That's a hard deadline. I will not take anything after that. The census state withdrawal policy, where you can withdraw without with a refund, is June 7th. So that first week, you better get going, figure out if this is what you want to be doing. This is a very intensive course. So keep that in mind. This brings me to the lecture portion. Yes, it's asynchronous, but you are expected to spend roughly 12 to 16 hours a week working on this course. That means doing the lectures, practicing the homework, preparing for the exam, reading, or whatever works for you to learn the content. If you are not spending this amount of time, it is very likely that you may not pass the course. I know this seems like a lot, but it is double time, and usually we would be together for 4 hours a week for lecture. So you can kind of double that, so it should be 8 hours a week for the lecture, and then you also have homework to do outside of that to practice. So this is not a high estimate. This is really what you should be spending on it. I know it's a lot of time, but it is a lot of material. Okay. Our midterm withdrawal policies. So if you're not doing anything for 2 weeks, I will drop you from the course at midterm. We will have talked before that if you're missing things. If you miss 3 labs before midterm, you will be dropped from the course because you're probably not going to pass the lab at that point. And if you have not completed more than 60% of the work, all of these things, again, your instructor or myself will be in contact with you to see what's going on and make sure that you're still taking the course. Let's see, testing center, testing windows. I'll talk about the testing center when we get closer to the exams. And then this is all the Heartlandy stuff. And of course, the schedule. Again, use this. This is exactly what I'm going by. I don't anticipate changing anything. If I did, I would only move it back, not up. So stick to this schedule and you should be good. Again, same with lab. I do not expect any changes with lab. There's lab every week, Tuesday and Thursday, except for July 4th. And then you do not have lab that very last Thursday. Unless something happens. So once you go through the syllabus, please hit acknowledge so that I know that you read it and you know what's expected of you. And if you have any questions, let me know. Email is probably the best way to get a hold of me.